Hello everyone, welcome to True Crime and Tarot. I am Natalie and today's case is on Rachel Louise Cooke. She has been missing for a very long time. I have got a lot of the resources from online and different web pages, and I've also done a tarot card reading on this case as well. Just a disclaimer then, I mean no disrespect to anyone that is in this case, and I do not accept anyone that is being disrespected in this case either. So if anyone comments anything bad, you will be blocked and removed from this channel permanently. Thank you. Okay then, so I'm going to start on this case, give you some information on this case, where it all started, so on and so forth. And then at the end then I'm going to tell you some of the cards that have come up on this case. There is not that much information, so to speak, so please bear with me. Okay, so this is Rachel Louise Cooke. She was born on May the 10th, 1982. Her birthplace was in Georgetown, Texas. Her hair is blonde with highlights and lowlights. Her eyes, are blue to hazel. She was 5'3", 115 pounds. So Rachel has two heart-shaped cherry tattoos on her left shoulder and a black star tattooed on her left foot. This is near her pinky toe. Rachel also has a multiple ear piercing and a navel piercing involved in her piercings also. The FBI is offering a reward of up to $50,000 for information leading to the location of Rachel Louise Cooke. Rachel was wearing a grey running outfit, a green sports bra, and also Asics running shoes. I think that's how you pronounce it. I do apologise if I can't say anything correctly. She was also wearing a yellow Walkman on her arm with a sports style headphones. Rachel was visiting her parents' home in Georgetown, Texas in early 2002. She was on winter vacation from her school at San Diego Mesa College in San Diego, California. She was last seen by her family in the early morning hours on January the 10th, 2002, when her mother left for work. It is believed that Rachel departed her family's residence at approximately 9:30 a.m. for a daily 4-mile run. Rachel was last seen approximately 200 yards away from her residence, walking to her residence. If there is any information on this case, then to contact San Antonio Field Office. The Williamson County Sheriff's Office says that they are looking for a man who might have information on Rachel's disappearance. The man is known to have been an associate of Cooke's while she was in Georgetown, and is also believed to be involved in the cattle and horse industry as well. The Sheriff's Office and FBI are also offering up to $100,000 for the information leading to her whereabouts as well. If anyone has any information on Rachel or the persons of interest, then to call 512-948-2911 or the cold case tip line at 512-943-5204. Rachel had been on the school cross team. There was an unidentified Native American male in his late teens or early 20s that was seen talking to a female jogger who could have been Rachel on the day that she vanished. A late model white or blue Chevrolet Camaro or Pontiac Trans Am with white or black stripes along the hood, and the trunk was seen in Rachel's neighbourhood around the time that she had vanished. In 2006, the inmate Michael Keith Moore confessed to Rachel's murder while in prison for an unrelated murder. He claimed that he abducted her, killed her with a hammer, and dumped her body in the Gulf of Mexico. He was scheduled to plead guilty to her murder when he suddenly backed out of the plea, admitting that he fabricated the whole confession. And for preferential treatment also. However, authorities believed his confession was accurate. Despite this, the charges were later dropped in July 2017. Investigators received a tip about the possible human remains buried in a field that might have been Rachel's. However, a search of there turned out to be nothing. Then in April 2018, investigators announced a possible break in the case. They located an impounded car matching the description of one that was seen in Rachel's neighborhood at the morning of her disappearance. It is a Pontiac Trans Am that was located in Dallas, that it is linked to 3 persons of interest in the case. The FBI conducted an analysis of it in hopes of finding DNA or other evidence that was also involved. DNA experts stated that it is likely that the DNA evidence could still be found in the trunk even after all this time. In September, it was then announced that it had tested positive for the possible presence of blood. A search had been conducted in Georgetown in December, but it is not known if anything was found. In January 2021, investigators announced that they were searching for a man who may have had information on the case. Sadly, Rachel's father, Robert, passed away in 2014. This is where I decided then that I wanted to do a tarot card reading on this case to get in some depth to see what had actually happened to Rachel. Okay, so the first question then I asked was, what happened to Rachel Louise Cooke? And the first card then was 7 of Wands. There was challenges, rivalry, an enemy who was aggressive, that was harassed Rachel, that made Rachel fight in her corner and also stand her ground. And there was someone that was also caught off guard. Reverse 3 of Wands. There was someone who was arrogant and impatient, and there was no one that had Rachel's back at that time. 5 of Cups. There was unhappiness. There was also some type of trauma, a painful experience, an abandonment and a loneliness. Chariot card. There was someone that was hiding behind a different identity. There was involvements of traveling or a car that was involved that also was a very successful person. Reverse death. There was a catastrophic traumatic experience which ended in death. Reverse hermit. There was someone who was outcasted and wasn't very sociable. Reverse magician. There was a person who may have had mental disabilities like schizophrenia or personality disorder. This person may have had a lot of impatience and frustration, that may have been a very violent person. 8 of Cups. There was someone that was walking away to face some facts with a lots of interest and feeling abandoned, and there was also some type of travelling that was involved. Hanged man. There was surrendering or sacrifice that had been victimised and tied up and also restricted. 7 of Swords. There was a plot and there was a plan with daring behaviour and danger. There was risk-taking and running away. Someone that was very cunning, sneaky, that was an enemy. 4 of Wands. There was travelling and a gathering, and there was a sense of success and winning. 6 of Pentacles. There was someone who may have been hired or was an assistant to what had happened. Ace of Cups. There was some contentment and happiness. The Devil card. There was an obsession, addiction, jealousy and controlling, and some dominance and in hiding. Who's involved in Rachel Louise Cooke's disappearance? Reverse Moon. There was someone's secret that was hidden, that was coming to light, that needed to be watching their back. Reverse 3 of Cups. There was gossiping bunch that was a spy in the group that had an enemy in disguise, also had a lot of competitiveness. Reverse 5 of Wands. There's a lot of intimidation and fear of losing competition and being hot-headed. Ace of Pentacles. There was a financial insecurity and investments. Reverse 7 of Pentacles. There was a bad business management that went on and cash flow issues with a lot of overwhelmness as well. 5 of Swords. There was a bully, intimidator. There was a lot of hostility and abuse, mugging, rape or murder that was involved. Reversed Wheel of Fortune. There were struggles and a lot of lessons that was learnt. Reversed Justice. There was not taking responsibility for what they had done and someone was being treated unfairly. Reverse Seven of Cups. There was someone who may have been drugged up or was foggy-headed, that was very clueless and spaced out. Where is Rachel Louise Cooke? Reverse Six of Wands. There's to be feeling a bit lost and cannot be found, making things being very disappointing and frustrating. Seven of Wands. There is some challenges and being put down and being very defensive and caught off guard. Eight of Swords. There's a lot of restrictions, being tied up and blindfolded and being silenced, something to do with a trial. Star card. There's water being shown near water. There's water being shown. Sorry, I apologise. Can't get my words up tight. There is water that is being shown. Also, there is hope and faith for Rachel's return. Empress. There was a mother figure who loved Rachel unconditionally, who was very protective and nurturing and does gardening or is around animals or love animals. Two of Swords. There was being caught in the middle of a situation, being torn between two people and someone was in denial. Ten of Swords. There was an ending and being the lowest of the low and a hit rock bottom. There was also an assault, a bad attack by an enemy and being stabbed in the back. Ten of Cups. There's some teamwork that was involved. Someone who was once happy with a family. There is also a sense of some type of truce involvement. What is the final outcome to be for Rachel Louise Cooke? Queen of Wands. There's a mature, strong, independent, ambitious, friendly, helpful woman that is to be involved in the case in some way. Four Swords. There's people that is close to this case and family of Rachel and friends that is to come to terms with what happened to Rachel and that is going to be healing from it. Temperance. There's someone to test the water, look in the water for Rachel to bring some peace and clarity to the family. Page of Pentacles. There's to be someone who's very cautious, diligent, helpful, friendly, who is determined to help crack the case. World. There's someone to be around the family and friends that is trying to get some success and answers to what happened and where is Rachel. Reverse King of Cups. There is an immature male that's grumpy, unhappy, that was involved in rape, violence, that had addictions, that was never to be trusted. Lovers. There is a couple that is involved in some way in this case. Reverse Queen of Pentacles. There is involvement of a woman who is jealous, unfriendly, that does some of the neglect and that is maybe involved in prostitution, who may know what happened to Rachel. Four Cups. There is to be someone who's given something but they're not interested or do not want any acknowledgement and they don't want to acknowledge what they are being offered. So that is the case of Rachel Louise Cooke. That is the information I can get offline and that is the tarot card reading to the case. I hope there is some type of awareness that is going to be brought up for Rachel Louise Cooke. I hope they do find her very shortly. Love and light to myself, to you lot and to Rachel's family. I hope to see you all again soon on the next video. Bye.